What's up, you beautiful collectors and Simpson fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And yes, I still cannot edit my videos, which is unfortunate because with these Simpson videos that I've been doing, I really enjoyed going back and finding those clips that a lot of these different little accessories kind of come from. It's fun. I can edit those in and you can see what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I do have the parts for my computer on the way. I'm hoping to get those sometime next week. So you guys have actually seemed to really enjoy me doing videos like this, where it's unedited, not necessarily raw, because I don't really look at my reviews as a way to kind of edit out things that I don't normally say. But a lot of my editing comes from because when I want to think of something to say, I will stop. Just like there. And then I'll go back and kind of continue on with my thought process. Also, I still have my sinus thing going on. So there's not a lot of stuff that gets cut out. It's just in terms of color correcting, putting the intro, outro, all that kind of stuff. That's in there and it takes time. And it ends up taking longer to do. But starting things off, obviously you can see that I have the figure. But here's the packaging. Very similar. You got Mo. You got the Simpsons up there. Come around on the back. And you got a really nice image of Mo there in the background. And then you can open this up. And on the back, you can see him looking very grumpy of sorts. But also that Mo was one of the characters. And this is the first one in this first wave of a character that is a primary character, I would say. All the other ones, you know, like the Deep Space Homer, Robot ITCHY and SCRATCHY, even the one we're going to take a look at after this, being Poochie, this is a main character. He is in pretty much every episode at some point, even if it's just the split second kind of thing. He's there for all of it. So this is nice to kind of get a primary character, but you can see that his debut was Simpson... See, that's where I would edit that out. Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire, debuting December, way back in 1989, right before Christmas. I do remember watching this episode as a kid and absolutely loving The Simpsons from that point on. Back in the 80s and then the 90s, The Simpsons were a huge thing. I remember actually going, I'm from Michigan, and there's a store that's called Meijer. Most of us from Michigan call it Myers, but... in that episode, or in that store, they had a lot of meet and greets, and they had different characters that would come in. I remember meeting, and I don't have the pictures anymore, but I remember meeting Bart and Lisa Simpson, which was super fun, super cool. So you got an image of him, and this is his normal kind of look, but you got the inside section right here, and you have the figure. The other thing that you do get with this is this. This is an apron that, for whatever reason, was not included in the packaging initially. So what Super7 did was sent out this little thing to all the retailers that were carrying the figure. And if you ordered this and you didn't get it, it was mailed out to you for free. But it is his apron, as you can see, just done up in this little baggie of sorts. So... okay, we're just going to rip that off just like that. All right, there you go. But you have his apron, which nicely completes the look, which I'll, at some point in time, do right here. But here's all the stuff that he comes with. And honestly, I'm quite impressed with the overall part count, I guess you could say. You can see he has some clutching hands right there. You have a right and left kind of pointing hand for him, so you have those as, you know, you can, shame on you, Bart or Homer or whatever. You have kind of like an open hand, I guess. You have a left one as well. You got a right and left of those kind of thing. This, I mean, they kind of, you know, no, this one looks a little bit more different. Like the fingers are a little bit more curled, I feel. Well, maybe it's not, I don't know. But then you also do get some fisted hands, which I don't know necessarily why you would need fisted hands for him, other than the fact that you could have him like, getting angry at Bart or something like that. But one thing that you also do get is this rag, and honestly, this rag, it doesn't I don't really see how he holds it, because you're gonna want to have it like this, right? But he can't really hold it very well, and I feel like there's like this section on the inside here where it's kind of done up where it looks like it's kind of just resting on his hand, so like this. But you have to be very careful with it. It doesn't really sit there very well, but you can do it. I'm not the biggest fan of how it's kind of incorporated, but it does kind of just hang there. If you wanted to do that, I mean, I guess, yeah, like in this one, it kind of works with as well. You just kind of rest it on the ledge. But see, it's not even all that great. Yeah, well, I mean, it worked pretty well with this one, so maybe the fingers are slightly different. Because, yeah, that sits on there pretty good. But it just rests there. So you do get his towel, which, okay, I guess. I don't know. It is what it is. But a bunch of other accessories. Iconically, he would always get phone calls from Bart. This is his phone, and you can see you got the receiver. You have the main section. A lot of people probably don't, or you kids probably don't know how to really use this. It's probably not as bad as one of the rotary phones, but one thing that I like is that there's a little bit of a friction thing here, so it sits on there well. You got this flexible wire and things like that. A very cool, very fun, iconic scene comes into play with all this other stuff. I want to say that it was the episode where Lisa, Homer, they were all trying to figure out where Bart was getting threatening letters from, and it turned out that it was Sideshow Bob. There was an episode where Lisa thinks she figures it out, and she's like, think of who you've been tormenting for all these years. Him, with the phone call pranks and everything. So she calls, he answers the phone, and she's like, we know what you're up to, we're on to you. And then he's like, all right, it's fine. So then he runs in the back, and he has this giant crate in there, and this is all solid plastic. You got some like Chinese right there. You got this pointing upward on nothing else, but this is all solid plastic, which is nice. You got a little key right here, and then he opens this up and he releases pandas. It's like he was illegally importing pandas, and I love the fact that they threw this in there. One thing that I will say though is that if you're gonna go this far with making a box and everything, again, this is a line where Super 7 really has enjoyed throwing in Easter eggs and things, that happened in the episodes. This was a one-off. Honestly, and while I like it, I honestly feel like this is a chunk of plastic. This had to be painted. This had to be sculpted. It is articulated, so all the legs are articulated. So those are 4 different pieces. You got the body, then you have the head, which is on a ball joint. All of that being said, you could have saved all of this, or at least reused this, since you already kind of have a box like that, making a bar table or something. I mean, granted, you can take this and you can put this on there. Maybe if you rotate that around, it kind of looks like it. Maybe dual purpose, but you can have something there. You can drop him. You can have that there. I guess, you could do something like that. Maybe that was their thought process on it. So, who knows? But taking a look at the panda, like I said, great detail all the way around. You got very nice black and white paint. You got a great sculpt in terms of the eyes and the face and everything. I did mention that he is articulated, so these arms do swivel forward and back. You don't really, you can kind of get like a little walking look for him. But basically that's all you're going to do. And then the head here is on a little bit of a ball joint. I feel like it goes up and down, looks left and right, does rotate and all that. I love the way that his legs are positioned, because pandas are kind of derpy. Let's just be honest. They're the klutzes of the bear world. Kind of wish that you could have him sit down. I mean, you can do that, but then he's just looking up at the sky. What's up going on up there? What's up there? What are we doing? So you do have that. Which is really nice. And then, like I said, I guess you could definitely do something like this, where it kind of makes it look like it is kind of like a bar stand, I suppose. That is kind of cool. if you wanted to do something like that, you definitely could. You know, you can set that there, like I said. You do have this accessory here, which is a jar of pickled eggs. And I really like how the coloring on here, coming in just a little bit, you can see the coloring on the plastic here is a little greenish, kind of like the brine. There's no liquid or anything that's in there, but that is kind of cool. I like that. Homer absolutely loved having pickled eggs, so again, you can set that right there. And then the other accessory that he comes with, very iconic, is the Flaming Homer, not the Flaming Moe. I'm not going to call it the Flaming Moe because it was Homer's idea. But a little bit of children's grape cough syrup made this flammable and made a whole bunch of different liquids pouring in there. Actually tastes good. And you can remove this if you want. So if you just wanted this pint glass, you can have that. And again, you can just set that there. Or you can have this purple section, which replicates the drink. And then the flame, which looks really good. That's, I mean, that is, it doesn't want to focus on it. But that is really cool looking. And you can set that right in there. And then it creates the impression of a drink. And it does make it a little bit top heavy. Also because there's a little ridge right on the bottom. So it kind of makes it a little bit wobbly. So setting that there. The other thing that it comes with is alternate heads. One is a smiling one, which, if I'm not mistaken, this is taken from the episode where he was trying to find a girlfriend, and he ended up finding one, and he was, you know, they're like, you know, show us your smile or whatever, and this was it, and it's hideous looking, but it's funny. I mean, I absolutely love it. You also have this one, which is him screaming, which is another one that is fantastic with the open mouth. I do find it funny that his teeth are different. Like, these are almost like perfect big teeth, and then these ones are all like gappy, and there's like a big giant one missing right there. Got the tongue dangling. This is perfect for him, like yelling on his phone or something like that. I absolutely love that. Great detail on here. Paint applications are fantastic. You have the gray representing his old hair. You got the little cauliflower ears. Everything on there looks fantastic. And then you come to the figure himself, and again, great looking figure, absolutely phenomenal. It is a shame that they are not going to be doing any more of these, because this guy nails that look. Doing a comparison here, let's get him standing right there. The only other one that is kind of normal is going to be Homer. So let me bring in the Deep Space Homer, and you can see that they scale pretty decently. Obviously, Homer's going to be a little bit bulkier because of the suit and everything like that. But for the most part, you can see basically how they stack up and how they scale. And I think that they really did a terrific job in terms of the overall scaling for this guy. Now, we're going to pop this off. I'm going to put his apron on. Take a look at this. So you got a little Velcro section here in the back. This is just going to complete the look, realistically, for him. And probably make him look a little bit better. Bring this up here. Oh, I guess I really didn't need to take the head off of him. But let's put this. Now, this one, everybody always says that this is the hardest one to get on there. And there we go. All right, got it on. Oh, that is super cool. So, again, we're going to bring this around, Velcro this all the way down like that. Oh yeah, that really does help his look tremendously. And like I said, you can have him with the phone. Oh, this is going to be funny. So let's see. Does this hold that very well? I mean, he's got gripping hands here, but this one. So this is him yelling at Bart on the phone. I don't know. You don't really have any other gripping hands, so to speak. So don't really know what you would use to do it. It's just you can't really get this to rotate in his hand. The grip is a little bit too small for it. But also, one thing, you got this, and that's a little bit too big for it. I mean, it rests in there decently, but I'm like, that's hilarious. But super cool. And like I said, I love the I mean, this feels like it kind of bows up, so something like that, I guess. Like, I feel like it's going off on the wrong angle kind of thing. How it like sticks out like that. This one doesn't. So I feel like it's... Oh wait, what's going on here? Oh, that's Velcroed on there too. That's peculiar. So, I mean, it is what it is. But overall, great detail all the way around. His head sculpt, the normal one is perfectly fine. You can just have like this. You got his big giant underbite or overbite. I don't know. But great detail. You got the little bow tie right there. When you look at... I guess I could have left this off for the time being. Come on. What is happening? Oh my... Velcro has defeated Optibotimus. Alright, there we go. But you can see you got his little bow tie right there, which the color nicely matches the color of that. You have his belt buckle, his pants, his short sleeve dress shirt and everything. Brown pants. You got a little bit of a sock showing down underneath there. Overall, very, very solid looking figure. And let's see. Pop you. Oh, and then put this on there. No, alright, hold on. Something like that. Okay, there we go. That, I mean, that's funny. I mean, that's just him taking off and like, hi girls, I'm going out on a date. I guess something like that. But I mean, realistically, I'm probably gonna leave this one on. Put his apron on, have him hold the little, what do you call that? The little rag. There we go. Super, super fun. Articulation wise, it is the exact same on all of these figures for the most part. They all have that ball joint at the neck that you could see, so you could get a pretty good range of motion with that. The shoulders are on pin hinge joints, so they can swivel around. Because of the way that his shirt is kind of cut, though, it does get a little bit weird to do it. What is happening here? Yeah, that is... Oh, it's on an angle. That's weird. So he can't... That is peculiar how that is designed. He does rotate at the elbow and then bend at the elbow. I thought they would put a cut right there, but they didn't. But you do have the wrists that do move forward and back. You have that waist rotation. You also have a diaphragm joint right there. The legs move forward and back, in and out. They rotate. Not much, but they rotate there at the knee, then they bend at the actual knee itself. There was that gap sort of thing. The ankles, they rotate, all that stuff. So tons of articulation in the guy, and just an overall fun looking design on him. I mean, it perfectly captures the look of him from the show. And where'd that little... See, and then like this, like I said, I don't know. It doesn't really... I mean, I guess you could kind of have him hold it, but then you see the back, which doesn't look right. Like, I feel like it should be draped over like that. I don't know. I don't know how they actually have this designed to be, but he doesn't hold it very well. So, where was that one hand? It was this one. So let's swap that. That he actually held it pretty decently. So let's try doing this. I think it was his hand. Was it this hand? I want to say. Oh yeah. Oh, what was it? I think it was. No, well, I don't know how they could have made this a little bit better in terms of getting it to hold him to hold it. Because even, yeah, like when you go like that, it just doesn't look natural. It looks like it should be like this. Or was it the other hand? See, that again, this is the part where I would edit a lot of this stuff, just because I feel like I'm just randomly going off. Was it that one? Come on. I'm also a bit of a klutz. No, it wasn't that one. It was definitely this one. I don't know. Like I said, it just... I don't really... Oh, well, no, there we go. There we go. So something like this. There we go. Son of a bitch. Whatever. Okay, so there you go. There's my look, though, at Mo Sizlak. Absolutely, like I said, iconic character to the franchise. Quite impressed with how this turned out. In terms of the overall, like the accessories and everything, this is probably not going to work very well. That's a little bit better. This is just really top heavy. And like I said, there's like a seam here at the bottom, so it kind of makes it a little bit wobbly. There we go. I really like this. I think that this is a fun set. As I mentioned, the unfortunate nature of things is that they're not continuing on with this. And that sucks. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to dwell on it too terribly much. But the overall execution here is great. I think that the figure turned out fantastic. I mean, there's aspects of it that are not... I'm dropping things. Oh, yep, I dropped this thing. There's aspects of it that I definitely think could have been done better. Does that mean that this is a bad figure? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. But the overall design of the figure is exactly what I would expect Mo to kind of look like. I think that they did a great job with them. I do think that they could have done a little bit more in terms of creating that bar atmosphere for him. So, like, instead of having this, making this be more of a bar kind of table, I guess. It's not bad at all, but I definitely think that there are things that they could have done differently, but I'm not upset with it. I love the way that this guy turned out. I'm a huge Simpson fan. You guys know that. And I'm happy that we actually have one of the main characters. Like I said, Mo is one of those ones that, to my knowledge, has pretty much appeared in every single episode of The Simpsons, at least for like a second. I mean, even if he didn't, I mean, they're on like 35 seasons, so I'm sure there's an episode where he doesn't show up in it. But he's, for the most part, always there. So I like him. I think that he's great. I'm glad that we have him. If you'd like to add him to your collection, the first wave of Simpson figures, which we've already taken a look at pretty much all of them. The last one that I have is ITCHY. That entire wave is, I think, like 39% off retail right now over at Big Bad Toy Store. So for that, I'm going to put a link right down there in the video description where you can swing on by and add this guy to your collection today. Don't miss out. These are great figures, and once they're gone forever. We're not going to get them back from Super 7. So it is what it is. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Super 7 Mo Sizlak. Real fun, real cool. You know, it is what it is. But if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would do me a real quick favor and hit that thumbs up button. By showing that support and liking the video, it really does go a long way towards helping other people find my videos, see them, and potentially watch them. Also, if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's right down there as well. You can do it. It's easy. It's free. Help support the channel. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and I'll be the same.